Some people walk through life untouched, unshaken, unmoved by things they cannot see. But then there's you. You've always known there was more behind the veil, more behind the pain, more behind the silence. And no matter how far you tried to run from it, Spirit kept calling you back. You didn't ask for this path, but the path already had your name on it. These are the 10 signs that you were born a spiritual worker, that Spirit chose you long before you chose yourself. Number 1, you feel what others cannot say. You've always picked up on things no one else noticed. A fake smile, a heavy silence, the way energy shifts when someone walks in a room. People open up to you. Strangers tell you their trauma in the checkout line. Friends call you when they're at their worst because they know you can hold it. You're not just emotional. You're wired to feel beyond words. And that's not weakness. That is your medicine. Number 2, your suffering awakened your gifts. You didn't get here because life was gentle. You got here because life broke something in you, and Spirit rebuilt it stronger. You were cracked open by loss, betrayal, and by silence. And instead of turning bitter, you turned inward. You became a vessel, a listener, a healer. Not because it was easy, but because it was necessary. You didn't just survive, you transformed. Number 3, you've always been drawn to the invisible. Even before you had the language for it, you knew there was more. You stared at candles like they were ancient friends. You walked into old places and felt chills. You talked to the moon. You dreamed of the dead. You didn't think it was spiritual. You just knew this world was layered. You were born attuned to the other side. And that pull, that curiosity, it's your soul remembering who you are. Number 4, you never asked to lead, but Spirit called you anyway. You never wanted to be anyone's guide. In fact, most of your life, you tried to run from it. You weren't chasing a title. You were just trying to heal yourself. But the more you healed, the more people found you. You'd speak casually, and it would shift someone's entire life. You'd show up, and the room would feel safer. And this is not by accident. That's Spirit moving through you. You're not leading because you wanted power. You're leading because people feel God when they're near you. Number 5, you genuinely want to help people heal. You're not in this for show. You're not here to impress anyone with crystals or cards. You care. You feel. You want people to find peace, to find answers, to feel seen. That desire isn't random. It's divine. It's what separates the spiritual worker from the spiritual performer. And if you've ever cried for someone else's pain like it was your own, then you already know this work lives in your bones. Number 6, the spirit world communicates with you even when you try to ignore it. You've had dreams that came true. You've heard whispers that made sense days later. You've seen the signs over and over again until you couldn't unsee them. Maybe you tried to block it. Maybe it was because it scared you, but it never went away. Because spirit doesn't just knock, it enters. And once it's inside of you, once your gifts emerge, they stay. Number 7, your intuition speaks louder than logic. You've made decisions that made no sense on paper. You've walked away from people when everything looked fine because your gut said leave. You've stepped into unknowns because something bigger told you it was time. You don't need proof. You don't need silence. Because in the silence, you hear what most people miss. This isn't paranoia. That's prophecy. Number 8, you were guided into training without realizing it. You didn't go looking for a guru, but somehow you met the right teacher. You found the right book. Maybe you stumbled across the right message at the exact moment you needed it. Spirit doesn't just call, it equips. Even when you didn't know you were being prepared, you were. Your entire life was initiation. Number 9, you've been in the right place at the right time too many times. You've seen the patterns. You felt the nudge to go somewhere. And then something life-changing happened. You randomly connected with someone who changed your course. You lost something only to be given something better. This isn't luck. It's not chance. It's spirit. And when spirit is working through you, alignment becomes your new normal. Number 10, you're deeply connected to God in a way you can't explain. You don't need a pulpit. You don't need a perfect past. You don't need anyone to validate your relationship with the divine. Because you know, you felt it. In your darkest moments, you were never alone. In your silence, you were held. In your doubt, you still heard the whisper, keep going. You don't need religion to walk with God. You walk with God because you always have. If these words hit your spirit, it's because they were meant to. You're not imagining your gift, and you aren't making it up. You are chosen, marked, sent. And though the road isn't easy, it's sacred. So honor the call, sit with it, grow into it. And when you need confirmation, when you need someone to remind you who you are, come back here. This is Papa Seer. And if this message felt like home, subscribe to the channel. I'll be right here when you're ready to remember again.